What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We're here for another episode. You know who it is, your boy John.
Fucking white belt slayer.
We at it again, doing our thing. First, happy Father's Day to all you fucking fathers out there. Hopefully you guys are living it up. Today, hopefully yesterday you had a good Father's Day, enjoyed yourself, and ate until you were happy and content, and maybe drunk.
Speaking about eating, motherfucker, how much you weigh today?
I don't know. Too much.
Whoo! That means this boy's above 215.
Yeah, probably. I ate a lot. I drank a lot.
I saw you drink at least 10 beers yesterday.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And mixed versions of beers.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
That's how you get sick.
That's how you party.
Ugh.
No, it's just different flavors of the same company. It's like
I saw you drink 805s and IPAs and fucking...
a beer is a beer.
It is not.
Beer is a beer, my friend.
When you go
to like a bar and you have a drink, I mean, you try different beers. It's the same
I usually
thing.
get the same one every time.
Oh, I try different beers. You gotta mix up.
Now, usually
flavors.
if I'm going out somewhere, it's Blue Moons, just because you can chill on them all night. 805s, if they got them, never IPAs. I'm done with that shit, dude.
I love IPAs. That's all I drink, except for a couple. I think I drink 2 805s. The rest are all IPAs.
Yeah. Do you still have a bunch of beer left?
Yeah, I think so.
Might have to go. Might have to fucking take those off next weekend. Get a little float in the pool. And get drunk.
Maybe. Yeah. Anyways, how's your week?
It's all right. I only rolled Monday and kind of a little bit on Friday. I only rolled maybe 1 or 2 rolls on Friday. Monday I rolled, but my neck's been fucking killing me. I guess we kind of only rolled on Monday a little bit too, because we had that Diego Pato class. It wasn't really a seminar. He just kind of taught a class, like, and showed like a technique for the class. I wouldn't really call that a seminar.
That was this Monday?
That was on Monday, yeah.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
Pato's super cool, man.
He showed some really cool stuff.
Yeah, he's slick. And then you rolled with him too, right? I rolled with him. I think there was 8 or 9 or 10 people he rolled with in a row.
He subbed everybody.
He leg locked every single one of us.
Yeah. Well, I got a straight arm lock.
Oh, yeah, you did get the straight arm lock. Yeah. I saw your face when I saw you clinching, and like your wrist was bent, and then you got it straight. I think you thought you were going to get it out. And as soon as you straightened your wrist, you must have given him the angle on your arm, because he was just all boom. Yeah. Pato's a savage. I mean, he fucked everyone up. Like, it wasn't even like he was trying.
Yeah.
I was holding him with all my might because he started going on my leg, and I got the back of his collar, and I think I got the front of his collar or the front of his arm.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling him because he's like, facing the other way, and I'm pulling him, and finally he slips and gets it. And I asked him later on, I was like, hey, that was like a weird ankle attack. It's like you attacked my calf like a calf slicer. And he is like, nah, it's not a calf slicer, but I don't attack people's ankles because they flex too much. He's like, everybody I fight has got flexible ankles, so he's like, I attack the ankle itself, like the bone. And he did it right under my calf, dude. My shit was hurting for like 2 days. He didn't even, he was being nice to us.
Yeah, he was being nice.
I can't imagine what that feels like if he's going hard.
He showed some really cool shit. I thought it was pretty awesome. He showed a pretty cool pass, like a knee slice type pass.
Yeah.
And then he showed, what was it? It was a half guard with a knee shield to a sweep, or like some weird reverse sweep, straight into the ankle lock.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, if you're on bottom half guard, you're the person
sweeping into
an ankle lock.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
I had a hard time with
cool.
that. I have a hard time back rolling. It's something I need to work on. Like, when I get the mats at my house, I'm going to work on the tumbling aspect a lot, forward rolls and back rolling and stuff like that.
It's definitely harder when someone's on you.
Yeah.
But if you can get them to start falling, then they kind of pull you.
Yeah.
They kind of pull you over.
You know what's funny? So yesterday we were doing some stuff at the gym after class. I didn't go to class yesterday. I showed up actually way after class, but we're doing some stuff at the gym, and Maria's running around on the mats. Omar's daughter, if you guys know her, running.
Get this party started.
Let's get this party started. Y'all mess with Zimbabwe's? We need a sponsorship.
We need a Zen sponsorship.
Someone hook us up. I want the flavored ones, though. Give me the out-of-town shit.
Yeah. Ship them.
But I was rolling. We were doing whatever the mats, and Maria's on the mats. She's doing whatever she's doing. And she started back rolling. She does it like...
easy.
But just the technique and how she does it. She perfectly bent her neck over and rolled over her... I was like... God damn, that's like, what is she, 6, 7?
I think she's also doing gymnastics, right, for a bit. So a lot of that is involved
but that's probably all from jiu-jitsu.
Probably.
Yeah, it's fucking...
She's a monster, man. Watching her roll.
She's always like,
she's fun to watch roll. She's such a, like a happy-go-lucky, little girl. And then when she competes, her face is like, burp.
Yeah.
It's like a switch. And she just turns into a savage when she starts rolling with people. I'm like, damn, that girl.
Yeah, if you guys want to see it, like if you guys are followers that don't know her in real life, what is she, 6 or 7?
Yeah.
There's IBJJF last year posted a bunch of pictures of her rolling. You can go back on the IBJJF, look up Omar Salam, and they'll come up. She's mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny to see kids like that. She's gonna be a monster.
Yeah, if she sticks with it, for sure. She'll be one of those
Well,
kids that's a black belt the day she turns 18.
I mean, I know talking with Omar, and some things as a parent with kids in jiu-jitsu, there's a hard line of keeping it fun and then forcing your kid to do it. So, I think he's doing it right where he's keeping it fun with her still.
Well, he said with Neto, he pushed him too hard. That's why he quit.
Yeah. So when his older son, he was world champ during that time, and so
how old is Neto?
24.
Yeah, so he was like 2 or 3 in Omar's.
Yeah, so he was like pushing. I mean, I can see why though. I mean, being a world champ, you want your kid to be a world champ, and so when you're in that mode, you're just like train. Like there's a lot of fighters that are like they'll talk about like a camp before fighting that they can't be around their family. They have to leave because you can't be around. Like you have to be hard. You have to be like in that zone 24/7. And so I have imagined that's what it was. You're a world champ, trying to stay world champ. And then you want your kid to be a world champ, so yeah.
Yeah, I think he was also savage too, like on the come back too, because that was right when he hurt his knee. So he was probably trying to be on the comeback and be a savage and, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah. I mean, I find it challenging with my kids, like they like it, but then they're not in love with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So, I have made the rule basically. I'm like, if you're living here, you guys are doing jiu-jitsu. That's how it's gonna work, But I don't force them to go all the time, so a lot of times they won't go. They're like hurt, they're sore. Like for me, if I'm hurt a lot of times or I'm sore, I'll still go. But with them, like I give them the out. I'm like, they're not competing right now. They're not in the middle of competition, so I don't want to push so much that like they're like, man, I have to train all the time even when I'm hurt. So I'll let them take time off or whatever.
Hey, if anybody out there that's not from here going to go to the American Nationals, I'll be there one of the days. So I think the Saturday, I guess it's only Saturday and Sunday, right?
I don't know.
Where's it might be all one day. It's in Vegas, yeah. I'm going to be there. One of the kids from our school is competing, and I kind of forced him into it. So I'm going to go. I think Omar's going to go. So if you want to come, so we're just going to go for the day, maybe stay the night.
When is it?
The end of the month. It's like the weekend. It's the weekend before the 4th of July.
Oh, maybe because I'll probably have that weekend off.
Yeah.
So I might be down to do that.
Yeah, so I got to see what day he goes, because I think American Nationals is just Friday and Saturday, and I think they kind of do everything all together because it's big, but it's not like Jiu-Jitsu Con where it's a week long.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go. So if you're a fan, if you are a fan, you're gonna be at the American Nationals. Hit me up. I'll bring you some shirts.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, did you roll it all this week? Just Tuesday and Friday, or Monday and Friday?
Just
right?
Monday, Friday. Yeah, that was it. And then
why did you take all this time off this week?
Nathan has his hurt wrist, and then my hand's still like fucking with me. So like when I grab, I have like no strength. So when I'm grabbing people, I'm struggling. So I'm trying to build it back up. I have noticed the time off, like even both hands. I'm like, my grip strength is like completely fucking gone. I'm like, geez.
Have you been lifting?
Yeah.
With straps or?
Only when I do certain movements, I use the straps. So like if I'm gonna do a high rep with a heavy weight, then I'll use those straps. Although I did see those wrist straps that you were talking about. I saw someone use them where they clip and you grab them. I think I'm gonna get those.
Dude, they're easy. I got those on Amazon for like $12.
Yeah, I might get
instead
those.
of being like the wraps, you just flip it under your hand and grab them. Bobby's got those too, but he's got some nice ones from like Rogue or something like that. Like
I might have to look those up.
Yeah, I just got mine on Amazon for
because that's the only thing I'm always like rolling. I'm like So I like the straps that you were talking about. So I might get some of those. But
hey, I mean, like I don't think that grip strength lifting really correlates to jiu-jitsu. If you get a good hook on the gi, like if you're able to roll the collar over, I think it does. But when you're grabbing stuff flat,
like this.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
I think that's where rock climbing is the biggest.
Yeah, for sure, doing that stuff right there.
Because you're always like this.
Yeah.
All the holes are small, so you're constantly doing that.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I'm sure you can make certain workouts, like if you were to like carry, like have a weight and just kind of like do some movements like this,
or those finger
finger
thingies.
Yeah, those are so boring.
Oh, I used to do them all the time. So when I played guitar a lot, growing up, I had them.
You didn't get tired.
I had the multiple weight ones, and I would just sit there like beat on like that was back AOL days. So I'd sit there on AOL in the chat room. And
You got mail.
Yeah, just fucking getting all crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty slow week for me. Like I feel like there was there was a couple things this week, but one of the cool ones I saw. I watched the whole fight. It was only 2 minutes long, but Bia Mesquita, the lady, who's from Gracie Omaita as well, won her MMA debut. Man, she looked pretty solid. Her striking's not quite there yet. There wasn't a lot of striking, but she basically threw a couple strikes going in, tried to hit a double leg, missed it, but she ended up on the chick's back.
Is it on YouTube or anything?
She posted on her stories. It was so quick. So.
Oh man.
Or no, I'll send it to you. She posted on her stories, but then she linked it to the fight organization that she fought in, which Chael and Anderson were on that card.
Really?
Yeah, Anderson Silva and Chael fought on that card too.
What?
I think it was boxing.
That's crazy.
I think it was a draw.
I didn't even hear anything about that.
Yeah, I think it was a draw, but so Bia threw a couple strikes, went in for the double, and the girl kind of defended it, but she ended up on her back, standing up with like a around her waist, and she ended up dragging her down, hit her with a couple strikes, and then I think she took her back and choked her, if I remember right.
That's dope.
Man, she had her mounted. Sorry, just got a flashback to fucking watching that fight. Whew!
Yeah, that's cool to see her come out and get a win like that.
Yeah, first fight, man. It's awesome.
So did she go?
She's kind of old to be transitioning to MMA. She's like 32 or 33.
Yeah, but I think that if you look at some of the best fighters out there, they start hitting their prime in the early 30s. Yeah,
I don't know about. I wonder if that's the same for women. That's definitely the thing for men. Late, like the early 30s. Like Buchecha's got to be 35 or 36.
Yeah. So wait, was that a pro debut?
It was pro debut, yeah. It was in Brazil.
Did she have amateur fights before that?
I don't think so.
That's crazy to go like straight into pro.
I mean, her level of jiu-jitsu is so high. I mean, she's number 2 or number 1 most accomplished woman grappler. And her coach is number 2 most accomplished woman grappler.
I can see that makes a huge difference of going in versus someone that's starting from scratch with no grappling, no nothing, no wrestling, just I'm gonna start fighting. And that's a lot to learn.
Yeah,
because if you think about how long it took her to get to that skill level of jiu-jitsu, I was listening to someone and they were talking about how long it takes like to get your black belt, and they're like you do that longer. It takes longer to do that than to get your degrees, or to get even sometimes to get your PhD.
I think about it like this. So like I don't know how you guys do it at your school, but our school we call the black belt who runs the school. I call them all professors, but we call them professor. If you think about it, it takes about 7 to 10 years to get a professor and a doctorate. It's the same thing. It's just like you're not going to school. You're just learning a different type of thing at that level. You know what I mean?
I think that's for the people that get addicted to jiu-jitsu. I think that's it. It's a constant like learning, and you're always evolving. Your game's always evolving. You're always adjusting your game. You're always learning your timing. You're always trying to use some new move you want to learn how to do. There's so much knowledge in the and I think that's why the difference between like a white belt,
that's good.
A white belt, and you roll with a white belt, and you're like they don't know anything, and it's because and then you watch as they progress and get better, and they start learning. Oh, I'm better at side control. Start learning here, and then as you roll with them, you're like, you're getting better, and you have to change up your game a bit. But it's so cool to watch.
On that path of thought, it's interesting to think about that because blue belt, white belt. On top, I would always play side control and I used to bow and arrow a lot of people. That was like my go-to, the bow and arrow. Now I can't do anymore. Like I get stuck in it. Like I've lost that skill. I got to get it back. But now playing north-south, I've been trying different stuff. Like I've been trying to Ezekiel people from north-south. I've been trying to do like that it's north-south choke. But this week, I just like I said, my neck was hurt. So I was playing bottom, but I wasn't really trying to play like the half I play because a lot of people are real hard on their neck when you do that. So, dude, I started just trying to baseball bat everyone. If you go to our school, watch out, baseball bat's coming. I've been working on it for like 2 weeks. I'm really getting it because I think my only problem is the shoulder articulation, but it's getting a little bit better. I'm learning how to move into it better. Bring in the elbow in. Dude, I love the baseball bats. That was funny. I was telling Dominic on Friday. It must have been Friday. I was telling Dominic I'm working on the baseball bat, and I was like, if we roll, you better watch out. I'm going to hit you with the baseball.
I hit someone with that north-south choke,
nice.
The Marcellotine, or whatever they call it.
Well, the Marcellotine's like with the one hand and like a fist.
He doesn't use a fist.
Or he does this.
No, he puts his hand down.
Does he?
I watched that video again? I watched a different one. He did.
I could have swore he did that.
He is down. But something I did with this person is, normally, like, your chin is up.
Yeah.
I use my ribs to
open
force
their neck up.
Not even to open their neck, to force their face the opposite way. And I was like and I kept tightening it, and I actually got them to like start from there. And I was like, oh shit! I was like, that's the first time I had someone like choke. I get a lot of people to tap from it, mainly because they're like, I know I'm not getting out of that. They're like, I'm not getting out of this. They get stuck there. and I'm usually just trying to suffocate them at that point.
Yeah.
So they'll usually tap because of that.
I
got someone to tap, and they were like, their face was completely red. I was like, hell yeah.
When I try that north-south choke or the Ezekiel from the top like that, from the north-south,
a lot of people. I never even thought I tried to hit a
Ezekiel
from north
from
south.
everywhere, dude. You remember? So Omar showed it a bunch of times with the Ezekiel from like 5 different positions. You do it from the back. You can do it from anywhere. Anywhere you can trap the neck.
I've never went for Ezekiel there.
It is
because
so
I normally
mean for north-south.
I'm in the perfect position to just, and they're not able to defend because I'm blocking it. I'm gonna start trying that.
It's so good from north-south because so the way I try to roll with it is like usually I'm hitting people with the belly adjust. It's been a while since I really gone the belly justice on somebody, belly of truth. But if you start on your stomach, like you put their chin like around your belly button and you start to slide back, so they're going over your chest and opens their neck up, and then you just slide the fucking Ezekiel in, dude. I
don't know why I've never thought of trying to go for an Ezekiel from there.
Yeah.
Because what I'll normally do is if I can't get that choke in, I'll start working on getting the paper cutter set up.
Yeah,
and then go for the paper cutter. But everyone knows about the paper cutter. Everyone knows all that. Yeah. So, but like I feel like the Ezekiel would be pretty freaking sneaky.
That's why.
And even if they turn sideways on you, it makes it even worse because now they're sideways and it's cutting both sides of the neck. So it turns into a blood choke.
Yeah, and that's why I started switching from the paper cutter because everyone knows I do it. Yeah. So everyone just throws. As soon as I start going north south, everyone just does this, and it's so hard to finish. You know, a lot of the guys, or at least a lot of the guys I roll with, are pretty strong. Yeah. You know, because I'm rolling with more of the bigger guys, and they're all just super strong. So it's hard to bully through the paper cutter from there because you got to go back to set it up. So I've been trying to set it up from north-south, not going back to the side control. Because like the way I set it up, I start in side control, and I get my grip, my under grip. And then I'll roll to north-south and try to get their shoulder open. And then I'll come back over from side control and finish it from there. But because everyone starts to frame off of me, I started trying to finish it from north-south. And that's how I started going into the Ezekiel and a couple other positions from there. But now, like, because everyone knows my game, playing half guard, sweeping, and then trying to paper cut everyone, I've been trying to work on the baseball bat. I got a couple other things I'm working on too. But man, it's fun to see the progression again. Like I'm not really winning a lot of fights right now, but I feel like the progression.
Yeah, it's good to feel that when you feel the progression because sometimes you go through long periods of just sucking, and for some reason it's like, man,
that's jiu-jitsu, man.
You're just like, you're just like, this sucks. Yeah. Nothing's working. Everyone's smashing me. Yeah. I can't even get a sweep that I know. Like You'll go through where you have a sweep and it just works. Oh, and then all of a sudden it like stops working. Yeah. And you can't hit it on anybody. And you're like, man, what is going on?
That happened to me too because I don't know what it's called, but like more of the traditional half guard sweep where you go under the knee and roll them over. I used to get everyone with that. And then people started catching on, so I started doing the variation that Bob showed me where you drag the leg. Mm-hmm. I'm getting more of that, and then people started catching on to that. So now what I do is I'll drag the leg and elevate them and pull them over the same side as my hook. And that's me getting better again.
And I did, you know what I did hit this week? I also used that pass that Talvison showed, where you lock the leg across.
Oh,
and then you push the knee down.
That's just a leg drag, yeah.
Well, it's not the leg drag. It's where you have their leg trapped here, and you're pushing the opposite leg down.
They have a name for that. There's a name.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, all those used at AOJ do that. That's super heavy at AOJ. Leg weave pass.
I was able to hold, and then I was able to actually hold, and I the whole TP. Yeah. And I stayed there for a while. And I just waited, and then as soon as like they tried to like kick out and move, I was able to go boom and get the pass, and I was like, "Fuck!" Yeah. It's so cool, and like you learn something like that, and we drilled it that day, and then you actually put it to use, and it's like the problem I get is I get so excited, I'm like, "Oh my god, it worked!" And then I stop focusing on what I'm doing, and then they like re-guard or they'll sweep me or something like that. So that's basically what happened. And I passed, and then I got swept, but I was. After a few, because I was so excited, I was like, "Oh man, it worked!" I was just stoked that it worked, man. It's so fun learning a move, and then being able to and just using it, and that's always been one of my challenges is when you roll. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I don't do it with confidence sometimes because I'm like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work." You know?
Yeah, you just got to go. Like I said, I talk about it a lot. You have to be not afraid to lose, and we have a pretty tough gym. Maybe people are being nice, but everyone I've rolled with that either visits or comes in or sees the level of our school, and it's like, yeah, we don't know a lot. I mean, some of the guys know a lot of the fancy shit. The guys who try, the guys who are really flexible and try the fancy shit. But our style is very based on our school. It's very Gracie Umaita. It's smashing, and no space.
Yeah,
and a lot of
yeah.
people don't play that, like transition to two different things. So the first time I ever really heard about that, the styles of the school, Leo's. Shout out to Professor Leo. His last day was on Friday. He's moving back to Florida. Can't wait to come see you. So if you want to, Professor Leo was one of our first black belt episodes on here. But he showed me, he talked about it, because he was at American Top Team. He got his black belt from another guy, I can't think of his name right now. But he's been around a lot of different schools, and every school's got a style. But if you watch Gracie Maita, like especially the original Brazilian black belts who came here and opened schools, they all have that Hoyler style, which is gripping and pressure
grinding.
And smashing. It's very old school jiu-jitsu, which it works and it doesn't. Like guys who can really invert really well can kind of stop it. But then once you learn how people invert, because you can't just invert randomly. You have to invert into things.
You have to set it up and
So you can know where they're going. So a lot of times, like if I'm smashing and I'm trying to pass and they start to invert, I'll just let them go. Let them finish the inversion and come back and get the grip. So
like disengage and then come back in,
But Leo talked about that a lot. And ever since he talked about that, I've been paying attention. Like schools have a style. Like I keep talking about AOJ because we've had a couple AOJ competitors come recently. But the AOJ guys, they have a very traditional style. And it's funny, I asked Taliesin about that. I said, hey, everyone at AOJ has like this passing style. Who taught you that? And I asked Taliesin, he said that's what they show. That is like a key hallmark of their school, right? And I asked him about it. He's like, no, you don't do it like that. You do it like this and you do it like that. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But those guys are so small, it doesn't look like that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But man, it's really cool to see the different styles, man. And back on the different styles, like that was last Sunday I had that fight, right? Mm-hmm. So on Sunday, I went down to National City Jiu-Jitsu and did a super fight against a guy from, he was from either Checkmat Marietta or Carlson Gracie Marietta, Checkmat Marietta. And he beat me on a decision, but he did some shit I'm not really used to, like the way he disengaged. And I made a couple mistakes watching the video. Like when I finally got out of that choke, he postured up. And instead of trying to go deep on the half guard and really get a connection, I let him play like in that mid range, and I threw the knee shield up, and that's how he passed. Like I shouldn't have knee shield. I should have dove under and really played my game from there. But it was a fun fight, man. Like I really enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure his name was Chris, the gentleman that runs National City Jiu-Jitsu. He said he's going to come on the podcast, so we'll get finally someone out of our realm to talk about jiu-jitsu from another aspect. I'm not sure who he got his black belt from, but I kind of been looking him up. He seems like he's a pretty solid jiu-jitsu player, so I'm excited to see that too, to hear how he talks about jiu-jitsu and the other people, and like he's got some
coming up under a different lineage and different that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
and I mean that is something that we've been trying to do is get other black belts from different schools on. So we have a few that are open to doing it.
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 people lined up.
It's just schedules and it's we're gonna have to go to a lot of them versus them come here, so which is fine. Yeah, but I think those will be fun to do as well.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but talking about Leo, man, it sucks when someone leaves because you meet these guys and you become like family and friends, and then they move, and it's always like a little bit of a punch to the gut. Yeah, like fuck, man. Well, when he was talking, I was trying not to tear up. I was like, don't tear up.
Well, there's a lot of camaraderie. Like the only people that I've been friends with for a long period of time are dudes that I went to hardcore shows with, and it's a very similar camaraderie because like some of the people that watch know, but. When the kind of music we play and the kind of music we're into and the part of music we're into is very violent, and there's a lot of violence in it. And when you come up with people that you're doing violence with, you stay with them forever. I assume a lot of military people have that kind of camaraderie, and you get that in jiu-jitsu because, like, I mean, we're sitting here last night playing stupid card games, and it was a lot of like a couple of the key dudes that we really roll with, and it's like we're such good friends from that. You know what I mean? Because we're trying to kill it. Like, I mean, you might fucking tear your friend's shoulder or something like Louis. Fucking asshole. You might fuck up one of your friends, but it's not being mean. It's just
part of the game.
And afterwards, you're like, man, you got me, but how did you do that? It's a really cool thing. Jiu-jitsu is it's a great equalizer for people. And if you have a chip on your shoulder, it gets taken away real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It definitely.
Yeah.
And not everybody. Yeah. Some people. Most people.
It's cool to see how you start out and how you end up, or how you progress through jiu-jitsu with other people.
Yeah. Also, like if you're, I think when you're having a really bad day or a bad week and you come into class and you start rolling, like you can't think of anything else,
Yeah.
really. It's so hard to, like, think about your day, think about
You
what
can't
happened.
think about your day.
Yeah, you just, like, it's like a mental dump
Yeah.
where, like, there's literally nothing, when you're rolling with someone, there's literally nothing that you could think about, otherwise you're just going to get smashed.
Yeah.
And so you get into that mindset and the movements and the groove, and
Yeah.
and then when you're done, and you finish the class, you're all sweating,
Yeah.
you're tired, you had good rolls, and you feel like a mental refresh, like you got a little break,
Yeah, for sure.
whatever you were dealing with, it's just a little mental break. So I think all of that is what makes it so freaking addicting. But what makes people keep coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not built for it. It's also
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. Like
you can pick out the people who aren't going to make it.
Yeah, who come in, and I mean, like, I don't know. It's just not for everybody.
Yeah.
Like for me, it does. I don't think our gym is. I mean, we go hard at our gym, but no one's trying to hurt you. But we've had people come in, and they start, and they're like, "No, I can't do this because you guys are too hard." Or like everyone, you guys are. It's too violent, or like I'm gonna get hurt.
And the crazy thing is, we don't really have any like adult competitors. It's our school is
masters,
old guys. It's all masters, and like
I mean, we got a lot of teens that are coming up.
Starting to come up.
If they stick, they're gonna be savages out there. I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
I hope they stick around. I think that's like we were talking about is kids. A lot of these kids, they started when they were super young, and they're still doing it. And it's like, as long as they're doing it because they want to do it, and they continue with that, they're gonna be freaking savages, man.
Yeah.
Like
especially
monsters.
just roll because we have a pretty big kids group, but like those middle, like the teens. There's not a lot of them, and a lot of them roll with the adults, and they're getting crushed. But then they start to learn how to be small and be quick, and how to
defend.
Like,
and,
like Gabriel. I know your name, motherfucker. Jonathan's little brother. Dude, he's becoming a killer. I remember him when he was little. Like, he was small, and now he's just a savage, dude.
Yep.
Like, if you let him get his legs around you, you're done.
He's got long legs.
Yeah, you're done. Like,
it's cool to see.
Yeah.
I love seeing the progression of the whole team. Like I like seeing, like looking at Austin. Like Austin, he's fucking been coming. He's been getting better. Watching him get better. Watching Danny get better. Like watching all these guys that got their blue belts and seeing like, yep, they definitely earned their blue belt. You definitely deserve it. And then watching them get better, it's so cool to see. And then, it's just such fun. And I think it goes back to the camaraderie. You like seeing your friends get better at the same time,
Yeah.
And then sometimes you roll with people and you go back and forth. So like, you might roll with someone and they're always smashing you, and then all of a sudden you go, you get a good 3 months, and all of a sudden you're the one smashing them, and then their game progresses, and then it's a constant like back and forth, you know. So yeah, it's crazy. It's such a good time. I'm so glad I found the sport and got into it. I've always wanted to do it, so.
I've talked about it a lot. Like, I had a friend, an acquaintance that was a 10th Planet black belt, and he kept trying to get us to go do jiu-jitsu with him, and I don't think I would have made it then. And that may have ended my journey really quick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus now, like, where I'm at a point in life where I can focus on it, and it's what I want to do, and I think I found it at the right time.
Yeah. This is a big part of it.
Yeah.
And I think, Gordon was talking about this. Gordon Ryan was talking about how, like, he was talking about if you look at the sport, people try to be like, oh, it's it's all old people, all this and that, and it's like people like jiu-jitsu was around, but it wasn't around as like it is now.
Yeah.
It was much harder to get into jiu-jitsu
back
then
I
than
also
it is now.
I agree with that, but I also think we're very fortunate to be in the mecca of jiu-jitsu. You know
in
what
California.
I mean?
There's just so many good schools.
Every one of the top teams is from California. Not from, but they're all based here.
Yeah.
Like you got Alliance, AOJ,
Autos.
Legion, Autos. I mean, Autos. The amount of people that won from Autos this year is crazy. Mm-hmm. Galval's daughter got her brown belt already. She's fucking 16 or 17.
She got a brown belt?
She got her brown belt. Yeah, she won double Grand Slam at every major. So she won the double Grand Slam again. She's won every double Grand Slam since she was a blue belt, or since she was a kid.
That's crazy. But again, when you deal with kids that have been doing it for so long that are into it, by the time you start a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, by the time they're 16 and they're a blue belt, they're not your average blue belt.
Yeah,
they're not your normal blue belt.
Well, I mean, a good example is look at Pato. Like, we're lucky enough that our professor's from Brazil, and he was a name in Brazil, you know, a big name in Brazil, and he was like the guy in the town that he was from, Manaus. And there's a lot of competitors from Manaus, you know what I mean? And
look up to Omar.
And they look up to him, but it's like you get the chance to roll with guys like that. The chance to roll with Pato, like, that's crazy. And like, dude, he gripped me, and I was like, "Fuck this."
I was like, I was like this, Omar. I was like, I want to go.
Me
like,
too. Yeah, I was like, when do we get next?
Yeah, because it's like exactly what you're saying. Like the opportunity to roll with someone of that caliber and that level, like they just don't show up to your school.
Yeah.
And it's not like we had to pay for a seminar.
Yeah.
Like he came, he showed.
He basically taught a class. It wasn't even a seminar.
He came, he showed two. Like he taught a class. He showed two different techniques, and then we got to roll with him.
Yeah.
And like. A lot of people have to pay for that shit, you know. And I think he's going to come back and do a full seminar, which is going to be.
I think he's
crazy.
Actually going to come back and teach for a few days. I don't think he's actually going to run a seminar.
That would be so badass. That would be so badass. I didn't want to take a picture with him just because everyone was taking pictures, and I was like, oh, he's going to come back.
I kind of punished him a little bit. I talked to him for like 10 minutes. I was like, yo, what's up with this? And like doing that, and like, I didn't take a picture either. But I have a picture from when he came last time at Towson. Yeah.
He's super cool dude too. He's super nice.
Yeah.
His English is actually pretty good.
Better than Omar's.
Yeah, his English is actually pretty good.
His English is really good.
Yeah, I was like,
but he teaches.
So he teaches. Yeah,
he teaches at AOJ. I'm not sure which school he teaches at, either Costa Mesa or the original one, but he teaches. He's one of the guys that teach there. So that probably helps. I mean, Omar teaches too, but he goes home and speaks Portuguese all day.
Yeah, all day. Yeah.
And then his family's been here for like 6 months, so it's just Portuguese all day.
I really want to learn how to speak Portuguese. Like,
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to find a class or something because
I find a class. Somebody I'll go learn how to speak Portuguese.
Yeah, because I definitely want to learn it.
Yeah, especially when you're competing and they're a white dude and they start yelling at you in Portuguese. You get that advantage right off the bat. You know what I'm saying?
You get that advantage. Yeah. It's just crazy. I don't know. It's been a good week. It's been a good week.
Yeah.
Man. I feel good.
Yeah,
Other than the weather, man. It's so hot out here.
It's hot, but I think we're also a little bit both low energy because we had a long Red Cat weekend.
Yeah. We had a good time yesterday.
Yeah. I didn't even get as drunk as I wanted this weekend, which is kind of unfortunate.
I had fun last night, man.
Dude, I was waiting all day to get in that pool, dude. I was like, fuck. Dude, as soon as it's funny, like, I showed up kind of late yesterday because we were doing some stuff at the gym. I didn't think I even say hi to you. I walked in, I saw that food.
Yeah, the freaking heat is killing the camera, with a fan on it and everything.
I only got one other thing to talk about. It might be a little bit short episode today, but so the CJI update. Let me fucking pull up the fucking thing real quick. So they announced all the spots except for 10 guys. So there's
10 more spots.
There's
left?
10 more spots at 5 at -80 and 5 at +80 for CJI. So they in -80 you got Andy Varela, which is funny because they just announced him for ADCC. Like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, they announced they gave him a spot for ADCC. I think J-Rod is actually still doing ADCC. He didn't pull out. So at -80, you got Andy Varela, who I know. I'm not sure Jay Nolf. I'm not familiar with him, or Jones Leary. But you got Tommy Langacker. Have you ever seen that motherfucker? If I'm thinking of the right dude, this dude's got quads like the size of your chest.
That's crazy.
It is nuts. He got beat recently by a newer up and comer. I can't remember who it is, but he got beat pretty good. O'Flanagan, I'm not familiar with him, but Mateus Denise is in that division. He's pretty solid. Hinatu Cantu, that's a really interesting one. I think Hinatu is like 40. And he was like a killer back in the day. I think he was one of those dudes that was coming up in like lightweight, smashing everyone, winning worlds and shit. Then he took a lot of time off, and for some reason he just came back.
Oh, I think I heard him talking about that.
Yeah, he's been doing
like 7 years or 8 years.
He's been doing those Fight Pass invitationals. He's not in his 20s. He's 30 to 40.
Yeah.
And he's a savage dude. I'm interested to see him. You got Nicky Ryan, Joseph Chen, Andrew Tackett, and then the craziest one at -80 right now is Lucas Hulk Barboza. How the fuck does that dude make 172 pounds?
Solid too.
I think I had someone do the math yesterday. I think it's 172 pounds. Dude, he's big.
I'm curious. I have a feeling it's going to be either Nicky or fucking Andrew Tackett.
Nah, Joseph Chen's a savage, dude.
Yeah?
This kid is a savage. Those are the top three, and that is from right here. So Andy Varela, he's really exciting. His style kind of annoys me a little bit, but he's not at the level of Nicky Ryan, Joseph Chen, or Andrew Tackett. Andrew Tackett is a killer too, but man, like Joseph Chen he's for real. And I think if Nicky Ryan has his mental right, he wins it.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so
And no
much
injuries.
technically better than everybody else in that division. It's hard to say that he doesn't win that division. Did I not screenshot both of them? But these are screenshots of Mo Jackson talking mad shit about B Team. That's funny. Let me look up the fucking thing real quick.
Yeah. Either way, I feel like the problem I see is not really a problem, but I think the guys that are pulling out now, you're probably gonna have a hard time later when if you want to do ADCC.
Yeah.
Because like if you've done it early enough, it's kind of respectful. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. But like you're saying, they announce you at ADCC, and you're like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you should have made that call before.
Yep, for sure.
It's kind of like burning bridges. You know
yeah.
what I mean? You don't want to burn bridges in any like. I mean, sometimes you just got to burn that bitch down. But in the sense of a career,
let's say you're an average jiu-jitsu dude and you're making $40,000 a year, like $60,000 a year. I mean, that's a good living in a lot of places. But the chance to win $1 million, like, why would you not take that out of loyalty to someone who doesn't have loyalty to you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then plus 80, you got Adam Bradley. You familiar with him? Mm-mm. If I'm thinking of the right dude, he's a Autos black belt. This bald dude. He was on the Who's Next show. He's very good. Very good. I didn't realize he's that big, but he's pretty big. So you got Adam Bradley, Nicky Rodriguez. One of my dark horses for that division is this dude named Max Jimenez. You know this dude? This is big fucking Brazilian dude. He looks a little bit older. I think he's been around for a long time, but I saw him bust on the scene recently. He did a karate combat and dominated fucking that big ass wolf from fucking New Wave. The fuck's that kid's name? Big young redhead kid. That kid from like Germany or something like that. I was just thinking about it.
I don't know if I've seen him.
Yeah, you know him. Big Dan.
Oh, Big Dan?
Dude,
okay.
He fucked him up. Like, he basically bullied Big Dan, and in a transition, Big Dan got hurt and just quit.
Oh, shit.
It's funny because he was talking about, I got hurt in the match, and the next day, he's like, you see him walking around like he's being normal.
Like
it's
normal?
like, I think you mentally got broke by this. This dude is big. Like, Max Jimenez looks like he looks like a linebacker, dude. This dude's big. I don't know Livesey. I'm not sure who that is. Livesley. Victor Hugo. Another dark horse in this division, because he's only I think a heavyweight, is fucking Philippe Andrew. So he is doing plus 80. Fuck, dude, he is so good.
Technical as fuck.
I can't
so
think
skilled.
I can't think of much of his fighting in the no gi, but his gi is fucking insane. Mason Fowler.
Yeah, he's good too.
Again, he's good. He got beat by Nicky, but maybe he comes with a different mindset, a better game plan, and just fucking dominates. He's good, man. Mason is so slick.
Yep. He's really good.
Fucking Luke Rockhold.
That's going to be interesting.
Late 30s, Luke Rockhold looking good, training with all the bad motherfuckers right now. He's been out there training at Surf Fight with fucking with Majid Hage and the other guys there, and man, just seeing those looks, maybe Majid's not at that level anymore, but he's a savage, dude. Yeah. That room is full of savages.
I think everyone that said that they rolled with Luke said that he's better than what people expect.
He's very good.
Yeah.
I've heard people outside of jiu-jitsu that are fighters talk about how good his jiu-jitsu is. William Tackett, he's going to be he's
small for that division, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's only the one under heavyweight, which I'm not. What's that weight class called?
Well, there's heavy,
medium heavy.
Medium heavy, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's medium heavy. I've not heard JG Hocha. I don't know who that is. And then R Jimenez. I'm not familiar with him either. I'm not sure which one that is, but I mean, dude, it's going to be fire. The tickets go on sale tomorrow. I'm going to buy 4 tickets.
Do you know how much they are?
Nah, I don't think they're going to be expensive.
I thought I heard someone. Maybe it was Craig saying they're going to be $50 or something like that.
They're trying to fill it out because I think when you get to capacity, it makes it easier. Like you get some sort of bonus or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely buying tickets to that. Me and Bobby are going to go. If Brianna wants to go, she's going to go. So I'm going to try to buy 4 tickets tomorrow.
I'm curious how quickly they sell out.
If I can get 5 tickets, maybe I'll throw one up, give it away. If one of you guys can make it to Vegas, we'll throw it away, do a little fucking giveaway to give a CJI fucking ticket. But man, it's going to be a great event. So I think right now our plans are Friday, Saturday to go to CJI, and Sunday see the finals at ADCC. Yeah. So I'm going to try to go Thursday through leave Monday, so we can really get after it on Sunday night.
That sounds like a good time.
You should come.
Maybe. I have a lot coming up. So.
Yeah, me too. Especially after that. But yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about today. I haven't been rolling. I kind of got my neck I didn't even get injured. Just my neck has been killing me. I don't know if I talked about it on here because the last episode we kind of talked about that super fight coming up, but so for the last like 2 or 3 weeks, like if I'm in any static position like I'm sitting right now, my hands go numb.
That's crazy.
So I have like a pinched nerve or something going on in the top part of my neck. So it's just I've been trying to baby it a little bit, and like usually if I'm in class, I'm like raising my hand like, yo, let me get a fucking roll. But right now I'm just like, he doesn't want to pick me. I'll sit here and talk to everyone. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
The downside though is fucking boys gain some weight.
It happens
because they're not rolling. You know what I mean? Like that's my main exercise is rolling. Yeah. So
it happens.
Fuck, I think I'm up like 8 pounds. Like I was working this week at one of the shops I go to. They got a big equipment scale. And I jumped on it, and I was like, there's no way I'm 257 right now. So, but I was wearing all my clothes. So I was like, maybe I got 6-7 pounds, because I wear boots, so maybe 10 pounds worth of clothes on.
Yeah.
I was like, no, fuck it. I went home, I was 252 with just my shorts on. I was like, God damn, like, that's a solid 10 pounds from a week and a half.
That's what happens when you can't roll.
We fucking know. We know, dog.
Quick. Gain it quick.
We know.
Gain it quick.
So what do you think the likelihood is you do master roll at heavyweight, 208? You only got a month and a half left.
I don't even. Is it really that soon?
It's the end of August. 2 months.
Oh,
2.5 months.
I can do that. I'm not. It's not like I can get down. It's just I've been kind of.
I think you should.
I've been training as much, and then.
I love the idea of doing Master World. I don't know if I really want to compete at Master World. I might do the one that's coming up. There's one next month in Orange County, IBJJF.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to try to do that. But Master World's just too fun. Maybe I'll do con. Because con's earlier in the week.
To have fun, to go out and whatever.
It just depends, because if you go do con, you got to be in Vegas for a fucking week. And right now, it's expensive. Like, the first time I did con, I was there for 4 or 5 days. Dude, I had so whoever's been to Jiu-Jitsu Con or Master World or American Nationals, it's at the convention center in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. And in the parking lot, there's a Marriott. I'm pretty sure it's a Marriott. Yeah, I know for sure it is. It's one of the funny name Marriotts. And there's no gambling or anything. It's just got a restaurant and a hotel. But dude, I got rooms there for like $90 a night when I first
cheap.
went.
Yeah.
Now they're $350 a night. So right now, because I went the first time during COVID, and now, dude, it's fucking crazy. Like the rooms are nuts.
You know, the one thing that ruined that event for me was the first time we went and we competed.
We're supposed to be on a Thursday.
And we were supposed to compete on a Thursday. And so everyone was like, hell yeah, we're going to go Thursday. We're going to get our competition. And then everyone's just going to go out and hang out.
Yeah, then it got moved to Friday.
And then it got moved. No, it was Saturday.
Oh, yeah, Saturday.
It got moved to Saturday. So then, like, you had to watch your diet the whole fucking time you're there. So then no one's hanging out, because if you end up hanging out, you know you're going to eat. You know you're going to drink. And it was like, fuck. And so you had booked your hotel to be early. Yep. Like, I think if they had said that earlier enough that we were going to compete on a Saturday, because they said we were scheduled for Thursday and then they moved it. Yeah. Everyone books your hotels and stuff for that, because you're like, oh, I'm going to compete. Yeah. And I think if they would have told everyone that it was a Saturday, everyone would have showed up like Friday instead of fucking Thursday, you know? Yeah. And it killed the whole, like, I mean, afterwards they ended up partying, but it still kind of made... It could have been, dude, that could have been such an amazing time.
Yeah, and then last year, we didn't even think about competing. We just went and hung out. Yeah. The year before that, was it last year that I was sick? It must have been last year.
I don't remember you being sick last year.
Yeah, I was sick as fuck.
I don't remember.
Did I compete last year? Mm-mm. So the year before at Master World, it was my first time, it was the only time I did Master World, my blue belt. I was super sick. Uh-huh. Like, I was starting to get sick on the way there. And then literally that day I woke up, crazy like ear infection. And dude, I remember sitting in the fucking bullpen trying to warm up, just shaking shit off. And I bent down to grab my water and I got all fucking dizzy. I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah. So, I would love to do some more IBJJFs. Like I might do some of the opens that are local, like I said, the one here. But hey, if you got if you know some super fights, hit me up.
I'll do something I didn't know? If you have your IBJJF membership, you don't have to pay to go into the events.
Yeah, it's free.
I didn't know that.
Wait, are you sure?
That's what. Yeah, because when we went to Worlds, Omar was like, "Where's your ID? Because we can get it for free." And I was like, "Oh, mine's expired right now." And he's like, "You should have had it, because then you don't have to pay to get it." I mean, it's like it was $25.
I didn't know that.
That's what he said. I was like, shit. Really? He's like, yeah. So he said that as long as you're a member, you can get into those events for free.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got to renew my membership just so I stay current.
I was wondering about that, because my last time I was at a blue belt, so when I register again and I go to purple belt, is it going to act
You had 2 years at blue, though.
Yeah, but, well, now it's even longer. But when I update it, is it going to...
You're gonna have to send them a picture of your certificate.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, because it's going to say the date you got promoted. So it's going to have to send them both certificates to show that they're 2 years apart, because that's the IBJJF minimum for blue belt.
I don't think I'll have to send them both because I registered as a blue belt. So they,
they know.
don't know.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah.
competed at white, they would know. But
one of our other friends right now, same thing, and he was 2 years at purple belt, and they took his brown belt membership from him. Same shit. So him and Omar have been going back and forth with IBJJF to get him to get in.
Whew. Oh, you tell me later. That's interesting. Yeah. Anyways, I don't have anything else. It was a good week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. Hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Shout out to Leo on your trip. Be safe.
Be safe. Yeah. We'll be visiting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the other thing is I want to go to Florida in August to go hang out with Leo.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, later. Peace.
Megaton lifestyle.